when you started Hutch, why did you decide to focus specifically on the racing genre?
Well, that came about by mistake. I mean, the
All of the good stuff.
Yeah. That's why you're going to make as many mistakes as possible and then find something good in there. The big thing when our first game was called Smash Cops, and it's quite crass now thinking about it, but there's something about O.J. Simpson,
Of course.
the murderer. He was being chased down the highway.
With the car police. Yeah. This famous from the helicopter.
Yeah. So Smash Cops, you were the police chasing O.J. Simpson. And I just had this gut feeling that Americans might like this. I don't know why. And
did they?
Yeah. We I sold it for $3. It wasn't even like at the time 99 cents was the big thing. And it got featured and like it was crazy. It was really mad to see so much money pour into our bank accounts. At the time I thought it was a lot, but we didn't have to do any marketing spend. So yeah. Sorry, what was the question?
It's about why did you choose really to
the
focus
cars.
on?
Sorry, yes.
So you started like that, but then you doubled down on it, specifically on mobile, very free to play and stuff like that.
Well, through that, we realized that lots of games, the biggest entry point was the icon, like on the App Store.
Really? Back then you understood it?
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. And the icon was really important. But if you put a car on an icon, you know it's attached to a racing game, right? Mm-hmm. But if you put a character in an icon, it has to be a really well-designed icon to sort of draw you. Go, oh, I want that, like some sort of Pixar. We all know the Clash of Clans icon, right? It's significant. So we realized that there's not many people making car games because they're actually quite hard. And at the time, I was thinking, well, what problems are we solving? Let's try and figure out how to make racing games work on mobile because everyone's like, don't make racing games, they don't work.
Yeah, because of the graphics, no?
Yeah, not just the graphics, the skill element of it.
Ah.
Yeah, and free to play, like if you're doing a traditional racing game, you're actually, if you come off the first corner, then how does the game work? Why would you invest your time and money into this game if like the economy has to be really well balanced? So we set forth and figured out like how do we make this racing game or racing genre work? And then we realized it's about the audience, not necessarily the genre. So it's not the mechanic. It's like there are people that love cars. So I'm very audience focused. And what do they love about cars? They like real cars, they like the brands, they like the stats. And so Hutch evolved into this amazing place where they were trying to entertain or are successfully entertaining people that love cars. But it's not through a traditional racing game. It's actually like Top Drives and Formula One. You don't actually race a car, but they've made almost $500 million. Wow. Those two games, but they're like collectible card games or Formula One is a light management game, and that's really powerful because you still give the player the sense that they're doing something in their favorite thing, but you don't have to rely on you being a dexterous, skillful player.
Do you personally love cars?
Man, that's a tough. I don't actually. I'm not actually. No, I'm not. I like cars. I like cars. I've got a cool car, but I couldn't call myself an absolute passionate car fan. But everybody around me, there were two founders that really loved cars. I didn't happen to love cars, but I'm the CEO. But they were so passionate about cars, and I don't think we would have done it unless they were there, because they knew everything about cars. And you need to have that in the business. If you're going to go after an audience, you have to have someone that's really passionate about that subject. Otherwise, you're going to make something that's just not going to hit the audience needs, I think. So what we did was we focused on entertaining that audience. We had people that really cared about the audience. I cared about the audience. I don't know the absolute stats of like brake horsepower of my car, for example. But they do. And I think these things really matter.
Yeah, for the audience, I think it's crucial in any game, but specifically in kind of a specific domain that is very, it's very detailed. And the people that love it has this huge passion out of it. Like one of my friends he hear in the street the engine and can tell which car is it. It's insane.
It is insane.
I told him that this data point in his mind, it's just
certain popping noise.
It's insane. It's just understanding which car it's. So what is your toughest actually lesson from Hutch?
I think growth is possibly the hardest. It's funny when you're building a business and you're winning, and like we were really starting to take off, and it's like this cross between your ego, managing your ego, and managing what you're trying to achieve. And I thought we were managing growth quite well, but actually, growth came with problems I didn't actually understand at the time, and I've gone through those, and I'm quite grateful to going through that experience. And I think at Hutch we've figured out like balancing that growth problem. But if you go from a team of 30 to 50, and then 50 to 100 during COVID, and then 100 to 200. That those sorts of growth spurts, like the way that the company's messaged and talked to and aligned, and how the teams manage themselves, is really tricky. And with the best intentions in the world, I feel like that was something I didn't enjoy, and something I reflect on. I wish I did some things better, but I'm not ashamed of it. But it's just like you don't anticipate some of the really complex problems about people and happiness and their jobs and actually making the right products. And it's growth is really challenging. And I think startups have this problem when they start seeing traction really quickly, and they start getting money and they start getting funding. Be very careful about how you grow, and prepare for managing your team in a certain way. So I've seen some companies scale up really well in some places. Some companies scale up and they're making so much money, it doesn't matter they're not that optimized or that well run. It's just they're printing so much money, they're just throwing money at the problem. And that can work because the money they're throwing at the challenge of building more things,
it's like making
it's insignificant compared to how much they're making.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And it's difficult like to assess how effective is your team.
Yeah.
Akin also spoke about that when Triple Dots grew like crazy, and the growth is in terms of the headcount is like insane. Like you said, 50 to 200 in a year or two. It's very hard to control, first of all, the messaging, the vision of the company, and the people at the edge, they not necessarily understand where the company is really heading and the culture that you want to have. And
I think that disengagement can be really tragic. Like people stop caring. And like you can't, but I really care about this company, but yeah, you're the founder or co-founder. It's like,
how do you avoid that, do you think? Like after your lesson, like you learned it is a tough stage.
I think there was an investor that said to me something really powerful. He said at YouTube, when we had too much work and too few people, we all just got on with it. And when we went through this growth spurt and we got too many people and not enough work, it got ugly.